This is part 2 of the air coolant installation video, and if you look here you'll see the wire that's coming from the front pendant. It's got a black wire, a green one, and a white one. If you look at the white one, it goes down, goes through the wire chase, of course, and there's a solenoid valve that's mounted underneath there. It's a MAC valve. I'll show that to you in a minute. And one of the white wires, or the white wire, goes there. And then on the black wire that's coming there, it's going over here to a ground on the side of the cabinet. That's the two wires that are coming from the air solenoid valve, the MAC valve. One of them is going to ground to the cabinet, and the other is going to the white wire. It's coming from control pendant. And if you look, there's two other wires that come out here. There's a black and a green one. They're going to go across here, okay? And what we're going to do is tap into the coolant circuit, or the coolant pump. If you look at the top connector on your coolant pump, the black wire that was coming from the red and black that was coming over there, that black wire gets cut, and then it's spliced into the other black wire that's coming along with the green one. So that black wire gets spliced into there, and then the green connector goes to the top on your coolant pump plug. So all you're doing is taking that the top black one off. You're cutting the little spade connector off there, and you're splicing it onto the black wire, and then you're taking the green wire and putting a spade terminal in it and attaching it to the top part of that coolant pump plug. What that does is put that in the circuit, so you can switch back and forth between the coolant and the air. Looking at the three wires that are coming out, or coming from the front of the pendant, the green one goes to the top position on the rocker switch. The white one goes to the center position on the rocker switch, which you've already seen, and the black one goes on the bottom position, the rocker switch. So that's how that wire, of course, it goes up through this chase here, across, and out the extension arm over to the control pendant. This is the MAC air valve that actually controls the pulsing air control when you substitute it for coolant. This is different from the other two that were shown in the other video. This is the one that actually controls your air to your switch up at the control pendant. The one on the left, it goes to the main supply line. It comes into your Haas mill, gives you your 185 pounds or whatever it is, the air pressure that's coming in there. And the tube that leaves on the right actually goes up to your peak hole nozzle, and that is a 3/8 inch flexible tubing that's used there. So that gives you an idea of the size. Here again, this is a high flow air valve. And if you look at the shielded part that comes out of there, that's your wires that come off of your solenoid, and they go up to what we were looking at before on the top inside the cabinet. And like I say, one of the black wires goes to the green, and the other one is going to the white, which is one of the wires that's hooked up on your wire that comes in from the top. Here's a little bit better shot from the, I guess, be the front view of this, so you can see what's going on. There's your MAC air valve. It's down there, and you can see the tubing here where it runs up through and back out, and then here's where your connections are made. One goes to the white wire, and this other green is going to the ground over to the cabinet. That's what your MAC air valve, that's connections on that. This is a little bit better picture of the back of the control pendant. You can see where that we did the wire splice there from one cable to the other. The cable we're following right now goes out through the side of the cabinet, comes down, and it goes into the back of the little box that we've got there for holding the control timer. This is the little control cabinet I have for the timer relay that controls the air solenoid, and this is the back side of the unit. You can see there's a little fuse bracket there, and it also has a switch. This is the back side of the control panel. On the left you can see it actually has a pulse counter there that will count the amount, or I should say the number of air pulses that it makes during a particular operation, and that's easily resettable for each operation you do if you would care to do that. Also on the right hand side, this is your socket assembly that contains the control timer circuit where all your wiring hooks up. I'm going to replace the actual module in it now so you can see what it looks like when it's installed. Okay, now we have the timer module installed. You can see it has two dials on this timer. The one dial sets up the duration or the dwell between actual air pulses, and the other one indicates how long the air pulse will turn on. So you can vary that and get different combinations, all depending on what your particular operation is. And it's pretty economical on the air. I turned on my air compressor, it had 120 pounds on it, and I was doing a cycle every few seconds with just a blast of air, and I think it did 280 of those before it actually cycled the compressor at 90 pounds. So that was a pretty good test of how long it takes and what the air consumption is. Here's the MAC air valve that I'm using. Shows the inlets and outlets on it. It's a 110 volt solenoid, and of course that is mounted to the bottom of the cabinet over here, as we showed before, in these two holes. Used the existing stuff in the cabinet, so I didn't have to drill any extra holes or mess the cabinet up in any way. Okay, we now have all the wire chases reinstalled. So all you really see is those two little connectors, which I'm going to put butt splicers on. Then the only other modification is what you have to do to the coolant pump switch, which is very easily done. Okay, here's the finished product. Got our air coolant nozzle all mounted. Nice little enclosure there for it. Got the fuse, got the on and off switch. It's got your little counter. And it has your timer. Like I said before, this will keep track of how much dwell you have in between pulses. It'll actually give you the length of the pulse or the duration of the pulse of air that comes out. Very nice. We'll have another little demo here that will actually show this in operation. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy. This is Helicopter John, and this is how we do it.